So, is this Sofabaton U1 Universal Remote Control better than this Logitech Harmony? In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about that, and I'm also going to show you how to set up and program this Sofabaton U1 Remote Control. But first, let's talk about the Logitech. Logitech has several remotes listed, but the closest one I can find, at least in my opinion, is this Harmony 665. Now, if you don't agree with that assessment, then that's just my opinion, and that's the way it is. I did a video on that 665 some time ago. If you want to see that for comparison on how to set that one up, I'll link to that below in the description, as well as link to the Sofabaton remote control also. The Sofabaton does have some things going for it over the Harmony, I think. One thing is it's easier to program than the Harmony. The Sofabaton uses an app, so it's a breeze to program, and uses Bluetooth to transfer the information over, so there's no cable needed, and you don't need a computer. But you're going to need a smartphone. The best I can tell, the Sofabaton is not going to work if you don't use the app, so if you don't have a smartphone, then this probably isn't going to work for you. Another thing going for the Sofabaton is it's a little bit cheaper than the Harmony. I think the Sofabaton is going for about $49.99, and this Harmony remote is around $70, so it's about $20 cheaper. Build quality feels about the same, and the design and layout seems pretty good on both of them. The Harmony does have a nicer screen, and it also has lighted keys, which I wish the Sofabaton would have had lighted keys. I also found that the Harmony software has a little bit broader of a range of manufacturer model numbers when you're trying to program in your device. I found a couple of devices that I couldn't find a model number for, so I had to resort to using the factory remote via learning, or also by trying to match up a code. If you don't have your original remote, you could run into problems because of what I found. I did have to use my original remote. With all that being said, the Sofabaton was very customizable and works great once you have it set up. Is it better than the Harmony? Honestly, I don't think I liked either one better than the other. If the Sofabaton had lighted keys, I'd probably lean in that direction because I did like the rubberized keys and the way it was laid out just a slightly better. This is Rudy from Take a Bath Productions with another video showing you how to fix various things. If you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button below, and if this video was helpful to you, click that like button. I also wanted to give a shout out to the Sofabaton company for sending me this remote control so that I can bring this video to you. Now I'm going to show you how to program this thing using some different methods coming up next. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need to do is go to your app store, whichever kind of phone you have, and download the app. Just start typing in Sofabaton in the search box, and it should come up. And then once you get the app downloaded, you're probably going to get a screen similar to this. I'm going to go with already purchased since I have one laying right here. Already purchased. Now what you're going to do here is you need to connect the Bluetooth, so go to your device settings and make sure your Bluetooth is turned on for this, otherwise it's not going to work. And then push the negative and the E, basically the two lower corners right there. And it should say pairing here. Let me try it again. There we go. Alright, we're in the app. I've already updated my remote, so that's why I'm not getting this screen. But if this is your first time using this, you're probably going to get a box that says to update the remote software, and that's going to take a few minutes to do that. It didn't show it because I've already done that. Alright, so the first thing I think I'm going to do here is add a device. Now make sure you add these devices in the order you want them to appear on the screen right here. I don't see a way to change that order. If I'm wrong, then I apologize, but I don't see a way to do it. So the solution for me is to put them in order that I'm going to use them. So click Add on your phone right where this finger is pointing right here. Alright, so it comes up with some quick additions right here that you can add, but we're not going to do those first. I'm going to do my TV first. And this is one of the things I was telling you in the beginning about the broad device model numbers. My TV's not in here. It's a Samsung. All right, I'm gonna show you LN46D, and then you gotta fix spell check. 46D 550K1F 550K1F. All right, it's not going to be in there. I've already looked. You can look under popular models here to see if your TV is here. I've already checked that. Mine isn't here, but yours might be. So go under here. It says, can't find the models above. Please try below. Samsung TV. All right, so now you're going to want to have your remote pointed at your device when you're doing this, because this is similar to the auto code search that a normal remote has, and it's going to search for codes to see if they work or not. So point the remote to the device, click Next, press the button below, Power. You can do this with the TV on or off, see if it comes on and see if it goes off. Did the command work? It did, but on my TV, but let's just say it didn't work and I want to try another code. Then click No. That's going to send out, it's switched to code number 2. Now hit power again. Did it work this time? No. Try it again, number 3. You get the message until you go through all 40 of these codes listed here, but mine actually worked on number 1. So let's go back to 1. Click power. Yes, the TV came on. Yes. Now it wants you to do last. Okay? Now when I did last on my TV, this didn't work. And then when I switched it over to 2, which did the command work? No. Hit it again on 2. Mine didn't work on either one. So what I did was here, go back. Just say it does work. And here, hopefully, you're going to have your original remote, because this is one of these cases where I was talking about, where most of the functions did work, but on this case, it didn't work on mine, so just say it did, just to satisfy the program. And here you can rename the TV. I'm just going to call it Samsung TV, and that's what's going to show up in the display. All right, so we have that. Next. Now it's going to push the data to the remote. You can see the remote says downloading, and I'll come back when that's done. Okay, so I got a notification that said send successfully. Remember, I told you that the back button here doesn't work, but I'm going to correct that later, and I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm not going to do it now, but I'm going to do it later when I set up some other things. But for now, I'm going to add in a couple of other devices to show you how those work. Let's just click Done on that. And then add another device that's up here in the corner. Let's go ahead and put in an Apple TV. Now this is one that did show up fine and it didn't have any trouble. So what I clicked on there was a quick setup. So click Next. And it's pushing the code to the remote. Okay, I got the notification said send was successful. Now click Done. And I've got 2 devices, and see on the remote, I've got those 2 devices here, and if I want to switch between them, I just roll that wheel right there, so that's pretty simple. So let's add something else. We're going to add a Fire TV, okay? If you have a Fire TV. And by the way, yes, you can add Fire TV to this remote, and it will connect and work just fine, but I have found that I don't like doing it that way. I like to use the HDMI CEC that works through the TV control, and then you can use your directional buttons here and your back, and all this stuff will work, the Fire TV, and you can stay in TV mode, and you don't have to roll the dial down every time you want to switch back and forth between TV and Fire TV and all that stuff. You can just leave it in TV. But I'm going to show you how to set up Fire TV anyway, just in case you want to know. So click on Fire TV at the top left there and click Continue. Alright, so this is going to unpair the remote with the phone. It's going to connect to your Fire TV, and your Fire TV needs to be close by. and hopefully you're sitting in front of your TV, but I'm out here in the Take a Bath production studios, and I had to bring the Fire TV out here to get past this step. So if you have your original remote to the Fire TV, navigate to Settings and go to Controllers and Bluetooth Devices, here highlighted in yellow. Step 2, select Other Bluetooth Devices, here in yellow in the middle of the screen. Step 3, Add Bluetooth Devices, click. And then Step 4, under Add Bluetooth Devices, a new device named Sofabaton should show up, and then you're going to want to click on that, and then it should pair with that. I've already done that, so mine should automatically pair, and then, of course, click Done when you're done with that. My remote is now connected, blah, 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 and now we need to repair the device, or the remote, back to your phone again because it disconnected, remember? So push these two buttons down here, pairing, and we're back in business. All right, and now Fire TV has shown up as one of our devices here. Let's just add my sound bar to this because I want to show you how to control your volume by not having to switch out of TV mode. So add, and this is another one of these devices that doesn't show up in the database. So learn from your infrared devices right here. That. All right, so now I can teach the Sofabaton remote. Now, if you don't have your original remote, an acceptable substitute can be another universal remote that's already been programmed into your device, and you can use this in lieu of the original remote. That way you can still make this work without having the original remote. So anyway, all right, so we're going to put the remotes head to head, like so. Allow about 3 to 4 inches at once between the two remotes here. Next. So, in this screen, we can select which key we want to program in our functions to. So naturally, I'm going to say power. All right. I don't have to touch the Sofabaton remote. So see here, it's programming. All right, learn success. Volume up. Push volume up on the other one. Okay, volume down. And I'm pushing and holding these buttons. Volume down. And let's just go with mute, because there's only 4 buttons here. Okay, all 4 of those buttons are successful. Now let's click Next. And we can name our device. I'm going to call it Bose SB for simplicity. And then you can change the icon if you want to. Doesn't really matter if you do, but there you have it. And then click Next. All right, so that's that. And click Done. And it showed up here in our list, Bose SB. Back up to Samsung. Okay, so that's good. Now I wanted to show you one other thing. I'm going to program in another TV because a lot of you guys out there have a smart TV, and these functions are not going to work unless you do this. So click Add. And this is one of the devices that was in the database. So let's go with Sharp. I have an LC, spell check, LC-32L. Click Done. Search. See, it showed up right here. Click Next. All right, so that's going to push the data, and I'll be back here in a minute. All right, so I got a send successful message on that, and this is why I wanted to show you this. This remote will probably work your TV, the basic functions, volume, whatever, menu, but it's not going to use your smart apps and unless you program those in. And unfortunately, you're going to have something resembling the original remote to make that work. Okay, so what I mean by that is say if you want your Netflix app to work, I don't know if you can see that down there, but there's your Netflix, and also this remote has a button here called Smart, and this accesses your smart apps on the TV. You're going to want those to work probably if you have that kind of a TV. So to fix this, I'll go back to the phone app, and you can teach functions of what I just programmed in there and change the function. So I'm going to put the Netflix on this red button down here. All right, so what you want to do, learn from original remote. All right, so that was Netflix, so let's hit Netflix here. Okay, it's teaching it. All right, and then I also want to use this smart button here, so I'm going to put this one on this green button next door to the red, and notice that this turned blue after I programmed it, and if you go to the bottom, there's a legend here, and blue says learned keys. So hit the green key, learn from original remote, and now press my smart button and hold it down. Learn success. All right, that one's done. That's all I wanted to change on that. Also, remember I told you earlier that the back button didn't work on the Samsung programming. So let's hit Samsung TV up here and then go down to remote keys. All right, it's contacting the remote to find out which keys are what. And there we go. Now I wanted to update this back feature right here. Learn from original remote. And then I'm going to put that on return. Okay. Also, remember I told you I didn't like flip-flopping the mode back and forth by rotating this wheel and all that stuff. It's just a pain in the neck. You can leave it here on Samsung TV, except for Apple TV, and control the Samsung TV, the Fire Stick, and the Bose soundbar without changing anything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to reprogram in the volume of the TV so that it will run the soundbar. So push up, volume up. Learn from original remote. This way I can just leave it alone. I don't need to control the TV volume. It stays on 0. Learn from original remote. Volume down. And mute. Alright, so now my TV volume functions are reprogrammed. Also wanted to do one other thing. Say if I wanted to push this little button up here, okay, and turn on my TV and my soundbar together, well, I can program in a macro and make that work. So I'm going to show you that real quick, and then that'll be it. So push the little button at the top here on the picture on the phone up there. Now it says create macro. All right, add a step. All right, Samsung TV is already selected here, so I'm going to hit the power button. So now Samsung TV power is a step, and Bose SB, hit the power button there. Now Bose SB is a step, and as you can see, there's 0.5 seconds of interval between the two commands. Now when I click save, notice the little button here at the top on the phone has turned red, and of course when you scroll down it says that's a macro key. Now when I hit that, it's going to turn on the TV and the sound bar together. So that's about all the ways I know of to program this remote. If you have any questions, please comment below. Alright, so thanks for watching.